So what's up, guys? This is Cam here from Token Society. I'm here today with Sam McGrath.
Yo,
You.
Scooty.
So let's just tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're from.
Yeah, for sure. I'm 20 years old, and I'm from Massachusetts, kind of like Southeast Mass, in a small town, um, kind of like an hour out from the city.
Word. So you said you grew up around the Xfinity Center. So like, what did that like drive your want
Yeah.
to start like doing videos and everything?
Um, yeah, I mean, growing up, like I was always listening to music. I didn't really listen to a lot of rap until like 2015, 2016. I was listening to a lot of like Lil Uzi. That was kind of when like the Lil Uzi versus the World came out, and a lot of Travis Scott. It was like the first artist that I really started listening to like a lot and really got me into music. And I went to like my first ever concert like that year. It was like on Uzi's tour, one of Uzi's shows or whatever. I went to, back in 2016. I went to, and I've always had a camera and stuff growing up, like taking photos and documenting stuff. And I remember I was seeing people on stage shooting photos for like Uzi, and I was like, bro, like that's sick. Like I want to do that. Like get in the concert for free, be able to get on stage with them and like meet the artist, like take photos and all that. And I was like, I want to do that. And I would just be going to shows a lot, throughout 2016 to like up until obviously even now I still go to shows and stuff, But I was going to like I went to like the Skies and Uzi tour was there, and I saw Skies and Landon perform, and that was in 2017. And I don't know, I guess the live shows and like the energy there, like, it made me want to like start shooting concerts, and I guess that's how I start going into shows. I think the first concert I ever shot was like an NLE Choppa show back in 2019, and I shot like a Lil Keed show, Skies show, a Landon show, and kind of just it snowballed from there. It kind of like got me familiar to how to use the camera, and really just I guess kind of how to get like behind the scenes, and hitting up managers and artists and promoters, whatever, to just get into shows. And I'd even sneak into shows too, like I snuck into like a Trippy Red show like literally like less than a year ago.
That's fun.
And I shot like for like the opening set there, like I photoshopped a pass, like one of the passes, but my pass that I photoshopped wasn't like the media pass, it was like their actual tour pass. And I wasn't on the tour, so they knew right away I was not supposed to be there.
That's
So but
funny.
it's funny because one of their managers or whatever, I think, saw it and like laughed. He's like, yo, like that's actually pretty fire. And he gave me an actual photo pass because like he fucked with like the hustle. And
Yeah.
I got in the pit, and then I was there for like 5 minutes, and then I guess like other people are sneaking into that same show, and there's way too many people in the pit. So like, all right, we need like a head count. Sorry, reading off names, and I just wasn't on there, so I didn't even get to shoot Trippy. I just shot like I think I was like Chris King and like Blockboy JB, and then I just they kicked me out.
Damn.
But yeah, I was just
Sometimes
kind of
though.
like finessing shows and stuff. What's up?
So that's how it goes sometimes though. You gotta try to finesse your way in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I was just kind of trying to just shoot a lot of shows and get a lot of content. You know what I mean? Because I just fucked with the music scene, and I just love going to shows and stuff. So I was doing that. I shot a show for Ian and Landon, and then I shot like I shot like 4 shows for Golding on his tour with YB and Corday. That was dope. But yeah, I mean, I've never been on a full tour yet, but I definitely will be probably going on some soon with some artists.
Yeah.
And I definitely would love to, because I just love documenting things in the music game in all aspects, not even just directing videos. I just love like being in the studio, like just watching a song being made from like start to finish. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
feel like that's like
Uh,
some of my favorite parts about doing it.
I think being in the studio,
Yeah,
like, watching a song be made is one of like the best things that you can do as an art, like for anyone, honestly. Like seeing that creative process,
exactly.
it's inspiring, honestly. Um, yeah, so I think that's awesome.
Yeah, no, for real. Like I love that. I love that. And just the vibes in the studio, like once like an artist makes a song that they really fuck with, like the energy like is unmatched, bro, for real. Like it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So
Yeah.
you said like a lot of big names. Like no one really from the Boston scene really got you into shooting or anything. It was more just going to like bigger concerts and everything.
Not really, bro, for real. Not really. Like I don't know. I never really was that tapped into the Boston scene. I was really just trying to work with a lot of the artists I was listening to for real. Like, like Landon, Skies, like all of them, And
Yeah.
that's honestly like I feel like when I was really listening to like 2017, 2018, I was really listening to like Life for Dark Rose and like Landon's projects and all that. Like I was really more tapped into like I guess that crowd and scene because I was just like a huge fan of both of them. And I kind of got to know like a few people in their teams. Like became pretty close with Skies' DJ Rello, and then I got to know one of Skies' tour videographers at the time, Xandros Photo. He was from around the Boston area, so I was like, oh, that's dope. Like I'm from Boston, like I want to be doing that. You know what I mean? And so I definitely want to shout out Xandros because he definitely helped me out a lot, like coming up as a videographer. Like literally probably like a year ago, like I was shooting BTS for his shoots and all that stuff. I would just go into his shoots and we would just like FaceTime. He would like put me on game to like plugins, how to edit shit. Like literally, I think he was there from start to finish when I edited like my first video. You know what I mean? Like I remember like he came to my crib and I was editing my first ever music video. So I feel like he definitely put me in the right direction as far as videography goes for sure. Definitely appreciate everything he's done for me for sure.
Shout out Xandros.
Yeah, I mean, so that's kind of I guess yeah. Shout out Xandros, bro. Shout out Xandros for real. But I guess really that's kind of how I kind of got like I guess more in this round because I just knew more people in that area and that crowd of like those people. I never really was tapped in a lot of Boston artists. Like obviously I fucked with like Cousin Stiz and Mills and all that, but like I didn't really like know anyone in there, so I didn't really know like where to start, you know? Like
yeah, it's tough.
And back then too, I had like my clothing brand Immortal.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you about that. Yeah. So
wait, what's that? Okay. Do you want me to kind of go in through that? Because that kind of goes
so
with what I was saying.
In your last video with Bernard, Bernard was wearing like an Immortal sweatshirt. Are you gonna be doing a lot?
Yeah, it was actually funny. Yeah, so I started that brand. That was kind of my thing before really videography. Like I was doing graphic design and I had my own brand. It was called at first it was called Immortal Bandits, and I called it that because that's like a line in one of Skies' songs, and I just like really fucked with it. Like that song and just the meaning like of mortal, like something living forever. Because I feel like that's like how I want to be. Is I want to be like immortalized, like no matter like how long I live or whatever, like people still like will wear my clothes or like watch my videos like forever. You know what I mean? I want it to be like forever type thing. So I had that brand like throughout high school. I made it like I think 2018, like early 2018, and I think even before that, maybe even 2017. But I was designing clothes and I was sending them out to like Skies' DJ, his videographers and all that stuff, and a bunch of people I fucked with like Johnny Ransom, who owns Ransom, and just sending out people I fucked with that I wanted to support the brand, and they were showing love, and I feel like that's kind of also how I became like pretty close to those people because I was sending them clothes early on, and even got to have Skies wear a few of my pieces, which was dope because I was like kind of the guy I wanted to wear it, so I was like hyped about that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I had my brand and I was doing that for a minute, and it's funny when Bernard was wearing the hoodie, like I wasn't even planning for him to wear it. I just had it there and I hung it up on like the hanger because I just wanted it to fill space on the hanger. And he grabbed it, he put it on. He was like, yo, this shit hard. And I was like, oh, that's my brand. He's like, oh, for real, this shit hard. And then just wore it in the video. So that was pretty funny. That like wasn't even planned. That just happened.
That's
so
funny,
yeah.
So living in the house with like Cam and Johnny who like have their clothing brands, does that like inspire you to want to get more into it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. That's definitely one of my goals for like this year. I already have new stuff made. It's more of like I want to make sure it's right when I make it, like when I drop it and all that stuff. Got like like a clean lookbook, everything. So yeah, it's definitely inspiring. I mean, honestly, like Johnny, like Super Radical, Ransom, and Half Evil are like the three brands that really like inspired me to make my brand. Like I was wearing Ransom like throughout high school and shit, like 2016, 2017. Like I have the Lyrical Lemonade Ransom shirt like that probably no one really has. Like I have that shirt. I was wearing that throughout high school. Like I was a huge fan of them. So just to like even just be here and actually like call them close friends, like it's just a blessing for real. So yeah.
Awesome. So talk about like how you got there. So you're 20 years old. So you graduated high school what, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
3 years ago? So
2019, class of 2019.
Okay, yeah. So about 2 years ago. So was college just not an option? Were you just like, I can't do college, I want to do this stuff?
Yeah, that's a good question you asked that. So I think it was like summer 2018. I was going into my senior year because then I graduated 2019. I also 2016 and 2017 I did like a graphic design and fashion camp at College for Creative Studies. I did that throughout the summer and I got like college credits for it, and I knew how to do graphic design, but going to that camp like sharpened my skills, how to like
well, I think we lost you.
And more like designing magazines, composition and everything correctly. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I lost you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Got you. All right. So 2018, in 2017, I went to this graphic design camp in the summer. It was like a month-long camp. And I was doing that camp when all my friends were like out partying and all that stuff. Like, but I was like, I want to work because I didn't want to go to college and all that stuff. So I knew like I need to do something. And I was thinking of going to that college though, like after I graduated, and I got college credits when I went to that camp. But basically, it was like a fashion and design school. Well, it was like a creative college, but I took a fashion design and then a graphic design course there. And I already knew how to do graphic design, like I self-taught myself throughout high school. But going to that camp like sharpened my skills like 10 times more. Like it just taught me how to like how a thing should look on like a flyer or like a poster or like a magazine, and just really like made me a better graphic designer when it came to like actually doing like business or corporate type stuff. So I went to that camp, my junior senior year, like summers going into those, and did those camps. I got college credits, and my senior year I didn't take SATs or nothing because I don't know, like I couldn't see myself going to college, and I felt like I already learned enough that I needed to, I guess, on the like that side of graphic design that I wanted to be in, and the rest of it I could have just self-taught myself and email businesses or artists whatever to work for them. And I feel like in like the more creative field aspect, like you don't really need college as much. I mean, I guess if you're more on the business side, definitely college could be an option, but for me personally, I never really liked school, and my grades weren't even that good. They weren't like terrible, but they weren't like really good. Like I couldn't get into any like really good schools. And so throughout high school, I was doing my brand, and I was hoping I could like make money and work off that brand for a little bit, and then also get into like the music industry, if whether it's be graphics or videos. So I guess that was kind of that when and I was kind of like talking to my mom. I was like, yeah, like I don't really want to go to school, whatever. And basically, I was like, all right, like I'll take a gap year, and like I'm gonna make something of myself. That's kind of like what I told my mom. I was like, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna take a gap year. So when all my friends were going to college and all that, I was shooting shows and stuff and doing pop-ups with my brand and all that stuff. I went to like DC, did a pop-up in Maryland, at like a Landon show. Like, so I was doing that. And then I was just really just trying to do music videos and all that, just to make money so I can like, support myself and just figure out what exactly I wanted to do. Cause I still wasn't unsure. I knew like I kind of had an idea, but I wasn't 100% sure like what I was going to do like for the rest of my life. And or even just for the time being, because I'm not going to college, and I didn't want to just like sit at home and do nothing.
You're what,
you know what I mean?
19-year-old kid, you can't figure it out right then and there. Like obviously it's gonna take
some like I needed time.
Yeah. Quick shout
Exactly.
out to mom.
So I was doing that.
Your mom's always replying to my
What's up?
stories of you on there. So quick shout out to mom.
Yeah.
That's
mom's hip.
dope to see that
shout
like
out my
supporting
parents.
you.
Yeah. Shout out my parents. Shout out my mom. My mom's hip to everything. It's funny. My mom would, when I was like going to these shows, she was driving me to those shows. She would like, she would drive up. Like I remember I went to like Connecticut for like an Uzi show because like I had a baseball game the day before for the Boston show, so I couldn't go to that one, but I really wanted to go. So she drove me to the Connecticut show and drove me and my friend to the Connecticut show, and like just stayed in a hotel like around the venue, and then went to a bar. Like she was driving me to these shows. She was driving me to, because I didn't have my license at the time. I was only like 15, 16. And she was driving me to all the shows, just like she was when I was driving me to my baseball tournament. So,
that's awesome.
Shout out my mom for real. Like, I remember she drove me to a guy show in Philly. Guys, so I like, it's just like crazy. So yeah, but my mom's definitely a huge supporter. Same with my dad for sure. So I'm blessed that I have parents that support me. I know there's people out there that their parents might not understand everything, that like their children are trying to do at first. Because they might not know, like, social media, they didn't grow up with social media. They didn't know, like, you can build a whole empire off, the internet without even having to. Crazy. I know, like, literally, I feel like social media definitely like changed my life for sure. Like, I know there's definitely like goods and bad sides of social media, but I try to use like my platform and my voice for like good and promoting my brand, myself, and connecting with others. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the way it should be.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
Yeah, but basically, like, when all my friends were going to college, and all that stuff, I was shooting shows for like their favorite artists, and it was cool. But it was definitely like lonely too, because like all my friends are in college, and I'm literally at home. I'm like going to a show, coming back at like 3 a.m. Like, damn. And I'm like trying to like hang out with my homies, so like they're all in school taking classes. I'm like, damn, like I got to do something. So like I was just doing that kind of get inspired, and also just get content for myself, and it just kind of improve on what I was at least trying to do eventually. And eventually, I think it was like March, literally like a year ago, I got like a random call from Johnny at like 3 a.m. because he's in LA time. Cause he's in LA. He's like, and then I was sleeping obviously because it's 3 a.m. And I think I was like with one of my friends. And the next morning I texted him, and then he calls me like the next day. He's like, bro, like, all the boys are getting a house or whatever. Like, I want you to live here, blah blah blah. And kind of ran through some details, and without even like really even like thinking if I was financially stable to do it, I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And I didn't even tell my mom for like a few days, and then like a few days later, I was like, yo, like, so can I move to LA? Like, I'll figure out how to work or whatever. I'll figure out my money situation, but like, can I just tell them yeah? And they're like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And I didn't think like, all right, cool, I did that. Yeah, started like releasing clothes, just trying to make money.
I got you.
I think can you hear me? All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Bet. I like was dropping clothes and all that stuff and shooting music videos to like make money. And that was like when I was first starting to shoot music videos, because like I was making decent money off my brand, but definitely not enough to like support myself in LA. So I was like, all right, like I got to do something. I got to do music videos. I got to do something. So I was shooting hella music videos for like a bunch of my homies back home and local artists. And then I went to like Atlanta, shot my first video with Bernard. It was called Shirt Off. That video still hasn't come out to this day. I don't know if it ever will, but that's definitely one of my favorite videos because I feel like it's definitely one of my better ones earlier on. And that's definitely what was like the video I would show artists, be like, all right, I can do videos. You know I mean? Like, this is what I can do. Like, I'll friends and all that. Like, yo, like, this is like my video right now that I feel like is my best right now. And eventually, moved out to LA, got to shoot with like Famous Dex, Landon, Ty Fontaine, a bunch of other artists. But yeah, that's kind of how I got to LA though, is, just a random phone call. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Because I'm that mentality that like, if there's an opportunity, I'll drop everything I can and go. Like, I'll do whatever I can to, meet that person, get in that room, whatever.
And that's how it's got to be with the music industry a lot of the time.
Exactly.
There's so many opportunities, but only some of them will actually pay out to what you want it to be. So I think like capitalizing on those opportunities is something that everyone should like do. And obviously you have that, which is great to see.
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely think like, and a lot of people will be asking me too, like how I get to work with this artist or that artist. And that's literally that, like, just, I remember I made a fan edit basically of an Ian Dior song. It was for like Good Day. And I made like a GTA cover because the music video was inspired by that. And his director saw it. And he was like, bro, that shit's fire. And like, he followed me and DM'd me. Shout out Mooch.
Yeah.
And he, that's how I got connected to Mooch. And then he's like, where are you from, bro? Like, we're on tour. Like, pull up to one of the shows. Let's link up. I was like, bet. Like, I'm from Boston. I know, I'm shooting. I'm getting into the show with Landon, so I'll see you there. And he's like, oh, bet. And I got to link up with them. I met Ian there, and then literally like 3 days later, he calls me. He's like, bro, like, I'm working on an MGK video with Ian for his album. I want you to do like a graphic for it. And I was like, dude, let's do it. Like,
video, right?
I was really fucking with MGK then too.
Yeah,
I did the house graphic, that thing where it kind of goes into the window and all that. So I did that graphic, and that was definitely one of the coolest projects like I've been on, because like, I don't know, like that's one of my favorite songs like to this day. And it was a pretty memorable project. I remember I did that at 3 a.m. and I finished it at 6 a.m. And I remember he had like the video done at like 8 a.m. and sent it to me, and I was like, bro, like, this is crazy, because everyone in my hometown was listening to Ian Dior, and I just shot a show for him. And now I just worked on a video with him, and all my friends were like psyched. They were so psyched, bro. And I was so psyched too. I was like, damn, this is crazy. And that's how I kind of got connected with Ian. Like, I started, I did that graphic, and then I did a couple cover art pitches too, like even some for that album too that were unused, but it's still cool that I even got to like be in like the run-in for like the cover art for the Lil Baby song, like all those. I got all those that I don't think anyone even knows that, but I have them, and maybe I might post them on like my website, or like maybe make a YouTube video about how I met Ian or something like that. Maybe talk about it, because I worked on a lot of stuff, even like merch designs that even came out that I don't think even people know about to this day. But I just like to kind of do my work and let like it speak for itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
sure.
But I've gotten to work on a bunch of cool projects through Ian with Mooch. So shout out Mooch for real.
Yeah. So you came from this little town in Massachusetts, decided school wasn't for you, wanted to do this videography thing the whole full time, graphic designing full time. So you moved to LA. So now you're out in LA. What would you say? Who'd you like? So you have a lot of artists, pretty notable artists you're working with. Who do you think's like your favorite? Because I feel like you build a good connection with like everyone you work with.
Yeah, for sure. That's a really good question. I definitely like that you said that. Definitely, obviously, Landon. Me and Landon work really well together. I mean, when we live together, so it's just like that's just easy. Like whenever he has an idea, he'll just we'll just talk, and I'll be like, bet, let's do it. Like, he'll be like, yo, I want to do a video for this song. I kind of want like this idea, and we'll run back and forth. Like, it's pretty cool. And sometimes I'll have like an idea for a song, because whenever he makes a song or whatever that I really fuck with, I'm like, yo, send me this. I want to listen to the car. I'll drive around the neighborhood or drive around to like somewhere or whatever, and just to kind of get inspired and come up with ideas. But I remember the song 21. That was the first video we worked on. And the song was actually originally called Changes. And he talks about going through changes throughout his life and all that. And I remember he told me, he's like, yo, I want you to do the Changes video. And this was before like I was really doing a lot of video content for him. But I remember he was like, yo, like, but I was still like shooting videos throughout the house and all that, just whatever, just going to the studio with him, whatever. And he was like, yo, I want, you have a lot of raw footage of me and stuff. I want you to shoot the Changes video. Because I want to add like the making of the album in there, and also like old concert footage, whatever, and all that. And I was like, bet, let's do it. Like, I'm all with that. That's fire. I had a lot of VHS footage of him making the album, whatever, music video behind the scenes with Nick, all that. So I was like, bet, let's do it. And then he was like, yeah, like I want to shoot a scene at like Sunken City, and that's where Skies and him shot Signs of Jealousy. He was at that shoot. They shot that there, and I was like, bet, that'll be dope, because like that's kind of like the first time. That was like one of Signs of Jealousy was one of Skies' first like biggest videos that he shot with Nick, and I'd be like, that's kind of fire, because now like Landon's coming back to that spot shooting a video there too. And also Landon shot his cover art for 19 I think it was 19 there, and I was like, bet, and Xandro shot that cover art. I was like, yo, that'd be fire if we recreated that cover art there too, you know what I mean? Because it kind of brings back like he's going through changes, you know, now he's kind of, you know, going back to like his hometown, because we shot a few scenes like at his hometown and stuff. And then we also shot a scene in somewhere around Big Bear in the snow as well. Like he went to this cabin and recorded a few songs for his new EP that's coming out. And so I just put a lot of raw footage in there. I got some raw footage from Xandros and Nick Jandora, and also from another dude named Jackson Wigger, who shot a show in Chicago with them. That's like the most recent show that Skies and Landon performed at together. But basically, like throughout the video, I just wanted to show like his changes throughout his career, like when he was on tour with Skies, you know, him making the album, you know, other shows like Rolling Louds, like the Lyrical Lemonade festivals, whatever. So that was like the first video we worked on, and I feel like that was one that, you know, Landon definitely had a good creative hand on what he wanted the video to look like, and I feel like it came out really dope. I had like some VHS in there. He showed me like a few video references that he liked. I was like, bet, like, let's do it. So that was the first video we worked on, and me and him worked together really well. But also, I feel like me and Tux, shout out Tux, he's definitely one of my favorite artists to work with. I love his music, and we're also like similar in age. Like we're both the same age, so like we kind of like relate to each other a lot, you know. And we just bounce out ideas, and he just trusts my vision, and you know, and I feel like we work together a lot really well. And I'm really excited the stuff that he's got going this year, because he's got some of my favorite music for real, like ever. Like he's making some crazy stuff. So yeah, me and him got some videos we're about to shoot in the next 2 weeks. Yeah, he's definitely someone to look out for sure. Like he's crazy talented.
So with all these people you're working with, do you have any like crazy story, even if it's living in the house? Because it seems like you guys are pretty rowdy in the house there sometimes too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think if I have any crazy stories. Actually, yeah, I have. So me and Landon were planning a video for Light Blue on his album, and that video, I had an idea where I wanted him to be in like this blue room. I had like a set built, but the set like wasn't really built on time, and then like it wasn't really working out. And then like the night that we were shooting it, like the shoot got pushed back like 3 days, and the night that we end up shooting some stuff for the video, but it ended up being a visualizer for Risk. Like I had a flight at like 6 a.m. and it's like 3 a.m. and I like literally got no sleep that night. But basically like they were building that set and all that, and it wasn't really coming out how I wanted to. And like, I didn't want to let that set go to waste. And I was like, I was thinking, and I was like, damn, like, I don't know about this, because we're not able to shoot all the scenes for Light Blue that day. And the video, like the way I wanted it shot, like we had to shoot it that night. We couldn't do like a two day shoot because it just wouldn't look right. I was like, damn, like what can we do? I was like, dude, like talking to Landon, I was like, yo, like, what if we just shot like a quick little like visualizer for Risk and just destroyed the set? Because originally, I remember Landon wanted to destroy some stuff for like the Risk music video. We already had like a treatment planned out for Risk. I was like, what if we just shot like one scene or like a little snippet for Instagram or something just to use the set? And he was like, bet, let's do it. And I called the guys that are doing the set because they're about to come here at like 11 p.m. Like it's already super late. I was like, yo, like, so I don't know if we can shoot light blue. And they're like, yo, it's good. I was like, bro, like, we definitely don't have enough time to shoot it. I have a flight at 6. I'm going back home for Thanksgiving, but I want to do something with it. What if we just destroy it, scrap the idea, and maybe come back to the light blue idea after the album drops? And they were like, bet, let's do it. I was like, okay, bet. Me, Landon, my friend Rob, go to Walmart. We get a bunch of spray paint, and then Johnny, me, and Landon and Rob are just spray painting the inside of the set. And then once they get here, we just start destroying the set. Like, we just be going ham. And we shot one scene, and then Landon's like, let's make this, like, because at first it was just gonna be like a 15, like 30-second visualizer for like Instagram and the Spotify. He's like, no, like, let's just make this a whole like video visualizer. Like, for, instead of like having like the audio uploading, it would be that video. And I was like, bet, let's do it. So we did like 3 takes, us smashing stuff. We had Johnny like drumming in it, and we had Landon just destroying a guitar. And then we destroyed the whole drum set when we were like, shit, we need this drum set for the actual music video. So we had to go buy a whole new drum set for the actual music video. Damn. And we're like, damn, like, we need a whole drum set. But we destroyed everything in there, and it was fun. Like the energy was just crazy, like, because we were just so hyped up. It was like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and we finished it. And then I remember I was doing like cuts of the video at like 4. I took a shower, went to the airport at 5, and then hopped on my flight at 6. I got no sleep that day.
Crazy.
But that, I think, was definitely a crazy story, I guess, when it comes to video wise. I don't know. I mean, a lot of my videos too, though, just be kind of like spur of the moment. Like, I'll have like a treatment written out, but I'll be like, all right, like, let's do a scene like here. Let's do a scene here. So I don't know, but I think that's definitely one of the crazier stories I've had, because I think it was just so unplanned that it just happened. But it was dope. It was definitely a fun time, fun moment for sure.
That's dope to hear that. Yeah, because I remember I covered that on my website because I thought it was going to be like the actual video, and it was just a visualizer, and then you guys ended up actually shooting the Risk video.
Yeah. We ended up shooting an actual video because I already written up a whole treatment for it before, because we weren't planning to do that. So I was like, bet, like, I still want to do it. And Landon had like a certain model that he wanted to be in the video because she had like a cool look. Her name's Coco. She had like a bunch of tattoos and stuff, and he felt like she fit the vibe. And I was like, bet, like, let's do it. So I scouted out some locations like 3 hours away and like almost close to Vegas, and we did that. It was like this kind of abandoned motel, and then abandoned like junkyard type vibe, and then also like abandoned water park that we shot at, that had like a big like sand dunes type stuff, and we rode the dirt bike. So we ended up shooting that. But that video also kind of, I guess, has a funny story too, because that video I edited like the whole thing the night we shot it. Like, I finished it, but I sat on it like, for like 2-3 weeks, kind of let the album drop, all that. And then I revisited it, and I was like, all right, like, I like it, but it needs something, like, it's cool, but it could be cooler. So I don't know. I didn't know what it was. I had my homie Sandro's color grade it, and I fucked with the color grade, but I was like, oh, like, the color grade's fire, but the edit's still not hitting. So I think it was like, we were planning to drop the video like on like that Friday, I think. And then I'm like, it's like that the Sunday before, I was like, oh, like, I don't know, whole video from start to finish in like 2 days, all that, and then was able to drop it on that Friday. But that was, I guess, a funny story too, because I literally re-edited that.
I lost you there.
What's up?
I lost you there for a minute. I heard you talk about how Xandros color graded it, and then I lost you.
So yeah, I had my homie Xandros color grade it, and I fucked with the color grade. Color grade was fire, but I was like, oh, like, the edit like isn't hitting how I wanted it. And it was like that Saturday or Sunday, I was like back home. I was editing it with him, and then the video, we wanted it to drop that Friday. And I was like, ah, damn, like, I need to do something with it. Like, what can I do? So I just basically re-edited the whole video.
Damn.
From start to finish, and then eventually became happy with what I wanted to do. We eventually made it black and white, because that was the original idea. Is we wanted it to be black and white, like some vintage, like black and white vibes. It's like, all right, we gotta make it black and white. And then yeah, I did that, and me and my homie Rob was editing it like nonstop, like full edit, like fucking 15-hour days of just editing nonstop. And then eventually got the edit together, got the final version together, and then we dropped it. And, that was definitely another crazy, I guess, editing experience, because I re-edited that video like right before it dropped.
Like last minute, everything last minute. So yeah, it seems like there's a lot of last minute things
Yeah,
going on.
actually, and and actually, the 21 video. So I'm chilling, right? And me and Landon shot these scenes in the snow, and I'm throwing them into the cut I already had of the 21 video. And I was like, oh, like it's not flowing how I wanted it to. And I remember I was like, all right, I'm just gonna like re-edit the video and just see how I like it. And I remember Landon comes in the room. He's like, yo, if we want to drop 21 this Friday and we have to submit it by tomorrow morning, I was like, bet. And I'm sitting there, I was like, fuck, I just literally deleted my project and re-edited that whole video. So 21's another video that I re-edited.
Damn.
I re-edited that whole thing like that night, like that he said that. So that was another one I edited that like basically in a day too. Like that was another one. So both of the Landon videos, I just literally be editing like the night before I had to submit. So that's how that be going.
That's why.
Because I like just want to make sure it's like perfect. I'm like a perfectionist. Like I got to make sure it's perfect. So
yeah. Well, I mean, everything's turning out right, so it's working out.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
So, is there anyone that you specifically haven't worked with that you really want to work with, whether it's getting in the studio or shooting a video for them?
Yes, definitely. I definitely got to get a video in the skies. I've been telling his DJ, I was like, bro, we got to get one in this year. I had a few videos I was supposed to shoot, but like treatments and all that shit written up. But I think hopefully I'll be able to get at least one him this year. That's definitely someone I want to work with, just because like I grew up, like that's one of the artists I kind of, I really wanted to work with, like music video wise. I feel like it'd be dope, like coming full circle if I got to work with him. So definitely him. I definitely want to work with Young Pinch. I just really fuck with his music. I'm a huge fan of Young Pinch, and I feel like I could do some crazy visual for him. I definitely would love to do like some sort of video, like some run and gun style video with Ian, because I know like his video style is like that, like high budget, like super high budget, like Hollywood type style video. But I feel like if we did like a fire run and gun type shit, like that's different from what he usually does, like some VHS shit, whatever. I feel like it could be hard, like it could be fire. So I really would love to do something with him. Shout out Ian, I fuck with his whole team. Shout out Nolan, shout out Mooch. So I feel like we could definitely, like the whole gang could create something crazy. So definitely would love to work with him. Trying to think of who else. Yeah, I mean, right now I don't really know. I feel like that's like two of the bigger names that I want to work with. But I definitely fuck with like young bands, no cap. I feel like we could create some crazy visuals. Like I really fuck with No Cap's music, so I definitely would love to work with him. Yeah, I think that's all I can think of at the top of my head, those few artists. But
those are some
definitely love to work with them for sure.
Yeah. So that's about all I really have. What else do you have for us coming up? Like if in the future, I don't know if you everything, but
hell yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. So me and Tux definitely got a bunch of visuals on the way. Definitely got some stuff with him. Me and Landon got a few videos coming for his next project. So we're working on those actually soon. We're gonna be shooting those. But I guess besides video, like I guess you can definitely be expecting a lot of behind the scenes vlogs. I dropped a full length behind the scenes vlog for the Bernard video. And I definitely want to keep doing those for my videos moving forward, have like a full behind the scenes vlog for when the video comes out. So definitely behind the scenes vlogs, definitely some studio footage vlogs, just like studio vlogs, whatever, with artists. Definitely just daily vlogs, whatever, like I guess whatever like people want to see from me, I definitely want to put out there. I definitely want to create content that's not just music videos too, I guess more on the media side, what it's like to live in LA at a young age, the good, the bad, the whatever, I feel like it's definitely not an easy transition, but I feel like definitely I've been blessed to been able to work with a bunch of dope artists and put myself in rooms that I feel like I would never even imagine I would be in like years ago. And I feel like I have a lot of tips I can get for young creatives as well that are learning and trying to get their foot in the door, and also seeing how I'm trying to get my foot in the door with bigger names and all that, So definitely a lot of that for sure. I definitely think you'll be able to expect some new clothes from Immortal from me soon. I have stuff done. I just want to make sure I get like a fire lookbook, get like a crazy artist for my shit, and do something crazy with that. I also been kind of working on the low on like a little photo book, kind of like how Gunner Saws did like a little photo magazine, but like with a bunch of film photos I took. I've been working on that. That I'm probably hopefully gonna drop. I want to drop it before like the springtime. But like kind of like almost like a Zion, like to have like a bunch of photos in it, and maybe like interview like some artists in it that I fuck with in it. So that's something I've been working on that you can definitely be expecting this year. I want to do it before the springtime. Latest comes maybe the summer. So that's something as well that you can be expecting for sure.
Awesome.
A little booklet. So yeah, hell yeah.
Hear that? All right, you want to plug your socials?
Hell yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm Sam S McGrath on everywhere. Sam McGrath on YouTube, and yeah, that's really it. I mean, anywhere you can find me: TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, you name it. Apple Music, Spotify. It's just Sam S McGrath everywhere.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Shout out Token Society.
Thank
Shout out
you,
to Cam. Shout out all the people out there. Appreciate you for having me on here.
Yeah, for sure.